Johnny hopped about the coupe, we finna do a drill. Walking past these dummies, they roll me, they asking for money. How about on the spot and me and Johnny, we getting the honeys. If we kicked them right up out the whip, they just wanted some money. Nigga dissing, but it's click, bro. I just put 100,000 right her neck and made her choke. Me and bros walking to the store, we made Lil' Brody free. Did them dirty, we
want to focus on the line in the...
How to draw a face accurately is hard too. Most people fail to turn their rough sketch into a realistic portrait for one simple reason. They don't realize that we can't see outlines on human faces, so your sketch will keep changing. This is why from now on we need to work on the portrait as a whole and not just individual features like the eyes. Shading your portrait adds volume to the sketch, which then makes your mistakes obvious and easy to fix. And if you struggle to shade your values correctly, edit your reference to black and white. Then start
Wait.
that your drawing doesn't look flat. That's why for the majority of then start by shading the darkest areas which add contrast so that your drawing doesn't look
Wait, I missed
values
something,
correctly. Edit your reference to black and
Okay, about this, by the way, guys, it's simple words, né? Okay, with these notes right here. Okay, in terms of what she's saying so far, it's like what I always tell people, that if you want to get like the correct like highlights, the tones, and then the shading correct, basically just make your picture or your reference picture to be black and white, because that's like the easiest way. It's like, for example, if you draw like a light-skinned person, or in this case, if you look at this person right here, if you can look right here, basically, like, how can I put it? It's like if we were to put the picture right here.
reference to black.
Okay, you can't see it, but like I'll put a side by side maybe. So it's like, maybe like if you can look right here, you won't know if this is the actual tone, if it was like in color. So you then have to just make it black and white so that you can see like, okay, this is the light tone and this is the medium and dark tone. So it's like, here's the medium tone, this is the dark tone around here. So the cheekbones right here, and then right around the jawline. So that's like the dark medium tones. So basically it's like with these notes right here, how can I put it? Wait, what am I saying? Okay, wait. So what I'm basically saying is, okay, if you were to then just draw this reference picture without black and white, you'll then have to guess that, okay, me shading like this is actually like this. It's like, how can I put it? You're just shading, but they're just guessing if maybe like this is correct or not. But you will never know till you make that reference picture black and white. So it's like, if you make it black and white, then you can actually see that, oh, I'm actually in the right track. So yeah, that's then that basically.
White. Then start by shading the darkest areas.
In terms of a shading, the shading is okay. Wait, okay, how much would I rate the shading? The shade. Okay, wait. Let me just check the title of the video. Keep checking the comments for more tips. Okay, nothing much. In terms of the shading, I just give her. Yeah, for me, I like shading. So this is bad shading for me, personally speaking. It's a bit bad. The eyebrows, okay, it's fine. The lips, not really. Okay, but let me just continue. I feel like it's missing a few stuff.
The drawing doesn't look flat. That's why for the majority of the process I use soft pencils without pressing hard. And only later I start using harder pencils to add smoothness to the face. And for the hair, shape your eraser like this so you can make sharp highlights which look like individual hairs.
Okay, this is the final product, I assume. Okay, basically, okay. Okay, if you don't have like a Tombow mono eraser, for example, you can then just use a kneadable eraser. Okay, if maybe you don't have a kneadable eraser, you can then just get like press stick, or I'll put up a picture right here. You can get press stick and then just use that. It's an alternative for like a kneadable eraser for those who do not like have or cannot buy it, basically. So in terms of the detailing of the hair, okay, I'll just give it a light. I give it a 7, basically. So I give it a 7 for in terms of the detailing of the hair, the detailing of the lips. Okay, it's a bit rough though. I give it a 6. Then the nose, I can't really give it much. Give it a 7. The eyes, could have done more work on them, me personally speaking. In terms of like right there, like those two highlights, like the light source basically, so like that needed more work. And then what else again? Okay, I was complaining about the shading basically at the beginning, but okay, it's a bit fine now. Now that she said that she used like lighter pencils, then she used dark pencils at the end to create like smoothness. So you see. So in terms of the smoothness of the picture, to my standard, okay, I'll give it a 7.5. Basically, she could have done more detailing better on the neck though, right here. And then the detailing right here, I don't like it. The way she ended this hairs, I don't like it. That's just me personally speaking. But yeah, I think that's that. And then the small texture, like texture as well. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to edit here. Basic texture. Yeah, texture. So in terms of texture, like there's supposed to be like little. Okay, wait. Why are you moving? Come on. There's supposed to be like individual, as much as she's making like individual hairs with like the kneadable eraser, she was supposed to then make individual hairs with like like with the pencil, like with the HB pencil or a lighter pencil, so it can create texture. Unlike being like this, although it's a wig and whatsoever, wigs do then have like little hairs running around. So just to create texture, you do that. So yeah, overall, this drawing or the tips she gave out, I'll give it a 6, 7. Yeah, give it a 6 or 7.
For more art-based tips I can offer for drawing realistically.
Okay, by the way, I don't do color, so okay, we'll then just see what is it about, basically. So
See how this drawing is kind of blurry and this one has really harsh lines.
okay, I can't see, right? Okay.
See how this drawing is kind of blurry and this one has really harsh lines.
Okay, I get it.
Focus on this drawing as a whole. It doesn't really look
Focus on the drawing as a whole. It doesn't really look
blurry
blurry.
until you
Look, zoom in, then it is
you see
blurry.
the lines there are blurry.
Okay.
Okay? So now look at this eye. Look
Oh yeah, she did it with a
how
marker.
close
Yeah.
those lines are.
Yo, that's bad. This is a turn off. Like this is just bad. I wouldn't shade like this or even do like I said, I like detailing. So detailing of the eyebrows is important, especially in this case. It's bad. It's like she couldn't get like a darker tone or a darker pencil. Then she just then used like a Sharpie or like a Koki basically. You see, then yeah, this is just bad. I wouldn't do this. Yeah. Back then I used to do this, but then I left this whole thing because it kind of like, how can I put it? It looks unrealistic in a way because like from far away, like it makes sense, but then if you like zoom in, it doesn't really make sense. So
Look at the eyelashes and then mark the line under the wide of the eye. And then
also the nose, if you can look here, same thing. So yeah, also the lips, same
right
thing.
here,
So
there's these really dark, harsh lines. If you look at this,
like look at this one. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me just let her speak.
Just kind of melt into the other
Melt
features
into
really
it.
softly. And it looks really natural because there's no harsh lines. And then look, it's really prevalent here, the hair.
Okay, detailing of the hair. Yeah, that's way
Everything's
better.
really soft and just kind of blends with each other.
Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, that one. It looks a bit somehow. It's not realistic as enough. It's like if this person was trying to make this drawing look realistic, it's not realistic. Then like, look at the hairs. Okay, judging from this, in terms of the texture of the hair is a bit too rough for me personally. Like it's like there's no sense of direction with these hairs. Yes, like hairs can be loose and whatsoever, but then it has to have some sort of like direction, some sort of motion in a way, so they can make sense. So in this case, it doesn't make sense. Unlike the other one.
And then here, there are really harsh lines. Nothing kind of blends together. Now look at that. Look at that. See the difference? Right here, there's these really dark, harsh lines.
Okay, basically, like she said, it's like, okay, if you can look at this lips and then the other lips, you can see like it has like a very like dark outline right there. So if it has like a dark outline there, like it doesn't make it look realistic. It's like if you have to blend it in, if you immediately put like a Sharpie there, you can't blend it in. Unlike if you had used like a colored pencil, then you can actually like erase it and then blend it to make sense. So you can't do that with like a Sharpie. So, and then the nose, perfect. Then the shading of right here, the nose or the dorsum. Yeah, the dorsum is perfect. Basically, everything is perfect. So overall, the end of the picture, how does it look like though?
Look at this.
I don't do color, but then yeah, you can tell. Like I can tell if something looks good or not. So basically, overall, this one I didn't just give it a 9. I felt like could have done more detailing, like texture for the hair, and also detailing for like the actual like other picture, basically. So yeah, I'll then just give it I give it a 9. It's just missing detailing, texture for like the loose white hairs for like this part, basically. So yeah, unless she has to like because I can see it's like it's unfinished, unless she's gonna like finish the hair and then after do that. But if she doesn't, then yeah, give it a 9 out of 10. But if she does do the detailing, it's a 10 out of 10. This one, yeah, let's just leave this one. Yeah, it's like it's not bad, it's acceptable, but yeah, it's missing a few stuff. It's like if this person, okay, it's her, but I'm then just saying, like, if she can just fix the hair detailing, the eyelashes, the nose, and then the lips, basically, then yeah, then it's fine, basically. So yeah, that's that. Again, by the way, guys, you can draw. Like, drawing is not hard, because I was telling my mom about this whole thing. Like, it's really about practice and whatsoever. It's not about saying that, okay, I have a gift and whatsoever. If a person had a gift of drawing, like, we all would have been like somewhere at this point. So yes, it's not really a gift, it's just all about practice. It's like, how can I put it? You can't expect, let's say for example, each and every person had their starting point. You can't be like, you're starting out to be an artist right now, and then you look at another person's drawing so perfect that you want to be at that level in one day or in a week's time. It's not possible. You can only do that if maybe like you have practice, like if you have time and dedication and you're like practicing daily. That's the only way it can work. But if that does not, if you don't do that, then it's not gonna really work, basically. So it's all about practice. So practice makes improvement, not perfect. Yeah, don't go according to that meaning, like it's wrong, basically. So yeah, practice does make perfect. No, practice does make improvement. So yeah,
I couldn't draw faces. Realism was too hard, so I gave up. Please don't do that. There are lots of ways to draw realistic faces, but this one is my favorite. I'll show you. Start with an oval and draw lines down the center in each direction. Then break that horizontal line into 5 equal sections. The second and fourth sections are the eyes. Now take the width of one eye and mark that distance down from the center of the vertical line. This is the nose. Go the length of one eye down from the nose to mark the opening of the mouth. Draw ears that start at the eye line, add some shading, and you're done.
Okay, to say if this is true or not, yeah, this is true, basically. It's like, okay, if you did know or if you didn't know, like the person in the video was saying, like the length of your eye is the same length to your nose, and then the same length to your nose is the same length to your mouth, basically. So if you can then just do like, if you can do this, for example, like take your eye like here, it's equal. Then if you go from here to here, it's like, how can I put it? It's this, and then this, you see, same height, and then your eye same size as your mouth, basically. So it's the same thing. I also used to do this like back then, but it didn't really work. So it's like, how can I put it? You can do this if maybe you're drawing figures. You can't really like use it when you draw a person. Because for me, I then just use grid blocks, you see, because it's way much more easier. And like having to do this whole step by step. This step by step, it only works, like I say, if you're drawing figures or characters. If like that characters are consistent, basically. It's like saying drawing Naruto, or basically, yeah. If you're drawing Naruto, you can use this style, but if you're drawing people and not so, you can't really like apply it, because maybe like one eye is bigger than the other one, or like the heights are not the same, so you can't really like apply this whole technique unless if you could. But for me, I don't use it, so I can say it's true, but apart from that, yeah, I wouldn't use it really. I wouldn't use it for my case. So yeah.
Name of the ship was a there once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was a Billy-O-T. There once was a ship that put to sea.
What's the title? Drawing poison, skin texture, pip, graphite, okay, graphite, match, HP pencil, Faber-Castell.
There once
Okay,
was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was a Billy-O-T. The windows blew up.
okay,
Down below, my bully boys blow. Lemon come, we bring us summer and tea and rum. One more time, it's done, we'll take our leave.
Guys, guys, when you talk about detailing, please look at this. When you talk about detailing, look at this. Unlike if you remember, the colored pencil drawing where they use the sharp for the eyebrows. No, you're supposed to do this. Even if it's not perfect, but you're supposed to do something like this. And look at the iris and then detailing the highlights as well. Perfect. Basically, let's put up this rating. Yeah. Okay. With what you saying so far, like in terms of drawing skin pores or like the detailing of like skin texture, yeah, she's right with everything. But obviously there's like a few except like there's a few things that like people can miss or like get wrong. You see, like in terms of using the pressure, like oh ma, sorry. So yeah, basically in terms of in terms of being true, it is true, and then in terms of like in terms of getting it wrong or where you can get it wrong, using the wrong amount of pressure. So people can then use that hard pressure to get like the pores. Like sometimes yes, they're like freckles, and then they're like skin tags, like how do tags or something like that. Like these are the like beauty spots, but they're not beauty spots, but they're like I don't know how to put it. I'll just put up a picture somewhere here, but they look like that. But basically, yeah, those are the only ones that you can like apply as much pressure, but not really like something like that. But in terms of like where you can get it wrong and whatsoever, or what you can then lose out on, or what you may not have. Okay, what you may not have basically is like some of these pencils, you see, like the Koino pencil eraser. So if you don't have that pencil eraser, you can then just use the press stick or the boss stick that I mentioned earlier on. So you can use that one and then see where you can use it basically. And then just like, how can I put it? You just then like dab, like not dab like this, no. Like you just like tap a little bit on the paper. So where like she's doing right here, like you just tap around like the pores that you made. You see, then that's that. And then in terms of the blending paper stamp, yeah, other people don't have that, so it's a bit tough though. You can make an alternative whereby you can just take like a piece of paper, you roll it up like really tight, and then after you roll it up really tight, and then you just like apply like, what is it, you just maybe apply glue. Then after you apply glue, then you put sellotape around it, but you don't put it like around like the whole thing. No, you just leave like the ends loose, or you leave the ends out. Then you're gonna sharpen it out like maybe with the paper, with the sandpaper. After you sharpen it with sandpaper, then you can get like a sharp tip. Then there you have it. You then maybe have like your homemade blending paper stuff. You can do that with many sizes. Like you can make it thin, you can make it thick, and maybe like medium and whatsoever. But whatever works, you can do it. But if you can't afford it, just do that basically. So far the detailing of the pore is perfect. Texture. Texture. Okay, I can give it to the eyebrows. Okay, texture for that. The tones so far perfect. Shading smooth, perfect. The mid tones and the dark tones. Okay, there's the light tones, the mid tones, and the dark tones going here. Perfect. So yeah, proportion. Okay, let me just see. Okay. Yeah, when we say detailing, if you know yourself, like if you can like zoom into like your nose and whatsoever, like there's like little like nose hairs like outside here at the bottom, which that's what she did right here. So like I said, I like detailing, and she did that, so I give it a 10 basically. So then the skin pores, and then the like, you see, yeah, it's perfect. Okay, basically, yeah, I just give it like, as a whole, I give it a 10, you see. And then this whole pencil, white chalk pencil, yeah, other people may not have it, but like I said, the alternative you can use is just then the bus stick to dab on the paper, or you can then use correction marker or like Tippix. But Tippix, you have to be careful with it because you can do too much and then it will look a bit somehow, you see. So yeah, that's another alternative. Or you can take your eraser and then just like, if it's a block eraser, you can just cut it and then like maybe use like a flat edge and then just like do little like streaks, like little like marks basically. So that's another alternative. So yeah. 10 years, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this drawing obviously is not finished, but then so far with the proportions of the nose, perfect, and yeah, it's done.
There once
Okay, basically overall, yeah. Okay, mixed elements. There's no elements, creativity and color. Okay, there's no color in this thing. Style, perfect. Highlights, perfect. Basically, I give it a 10. So yeah, with what she gave out and then what she's doing, basically, yeah, it's perfect. So it's true, and then yeah, give it a perfect 10, basically.
Okay, so I'm working on the
Whoa, wait.
neck area.
Okay, skin texture. Let me know if you share the video. So okay, this is K Bond. Okay.
I thought this might be a good opportunity
Yeah.
to kind of show
When you
you the
talk about
process.
detailing, we talk about this, guys. If you wanna like come up to me and talk about art, talk to me when you know about detailing. Don't talk to me about other stuff and be like, my shading is somehow what. Please come to me about detailing. If you wanna know about detailing, come to me for that. If you want to talk long detailing. This is perfect. Also from the shading, it's smooth. Before I can even get into the video, I can already give it a 10. From texture, smoothness, the mid tones, like each and every tone, like that. Each and everything, I give it a 10, basically.
So before any detailing,
Okay, makeup brush.
the first step is almost always
Yeah. Okay, basically what he did right here. It's not that he drew on a piece of paper with like charcoal, he just did no. Basically, okay, technically he did do that, but like how can I put it? With a charcoal pencil, you can then just scratch on the paper or draw on the actual paper, and then like there'll be residue on where like you drew. Like basically, if you have a charcoal pencil right now, just like scratch on that paper or draw on that paper like as hard as you can, and then the little like basically the dust or the residue that's left, you can throw that away. But don't like brush off where you just drew, because that's what it's like, how can I put it, while he's doing with the brush, that's what you're gonna like do. So you're gonna take your brush on where you just drew right there, you're gonna like rub around, or just like, how can I put it, you're gonna dab from that area, and then go to your piece of paper where you need to shade, and then just do that basically. And then another tip is way better to then just shade with a brush than to shade with a blending paper stump. It really depends. Okay, people may argue on me on that, but for me, the better alternative to then shade with, or the better tool to shade with, is actually with a brush, because it covers more area, and then a blending paper stump, it's more direct, yes, but okay, it has its scenarios. Let me just say both of them have their scenarios, but then the one that covers more area is actually a brush. So yeah, everybody knows that, but yeah, that's that.
one base layer of charcoal powder on the paper. This is also when I like to kind of walk in the general shape of things and to accentuate the darker values. So from there, I'll usually grab a graphite pencil, this one's a 2H, and I will start filling in some of these lines to give the indication of wrinkles. Before any harsh lines, I will go back and smooth things out with the brush or sometimes with the blow brush.
Brush, yeah.
This is when I like to get a pencil eraser.
Okay, this is what I was talking about basically earlier on, that yeah, other people may not have it and whatsoever. Pencil eraser, or perfection pencil eraser. So yeah, this pencil it's by Faber Castell also, so you can also get it. But then if you don't have it, like I said, there are a few DIY videos, basically like homemade pencil erasers. You can then just check them out. I don't know, but I just bought this one. So yeah, back then I used to I made one for myself, but that one didn't work perfectly. So it's like I took like a tube, like a pencil, like a pen tube, and then I cut like a eraser, like a normal eraser, then I just like shoved it inside the tube, and then I just use it. It works, but then not really, like, how can I put it? If you wanna like do like thin lines, but on a very dark surface, it don't work perfectly. Like it'll work a little bit, unless like you can take a sharp object like a razor blade, and then you just make a mark before you shade. Then yeah, there's no need to like then use that eraser basically. So yeah.
Before I needed a eraser and start working.
Okay.
This is when it's important to understand how light is affecting your
Perfect.
picture. So in this case, the brightest highlight falls right below the wrinkle line, and it pretty much applies everywhere I draw.
Trim. When you talk about detailing, guys, come to me. Like I said, trim. Everything's perfect. Like I said,
At this point,
perfect.
I'm defining highlights and shadows with that contrast, and hopefully you can look kind of realistic. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you see when I told you guys, when I was like saying texture, basically I was talking about these loose hairs. Like they don't have direction and whatsoever, but then like you have to have like loose hairs a little bit so that you can create texture. You see, like these lines right here, like right there, yeah, specifically this one, yeah. If you don't have them on your drawing, it looks a bit somehow. Like us who are very like analytical, who can tell that okay, this hair is perfect, but it's missing a few stuff. And then if you wanna like get like this kind of texture of the hair, yes, some people then decide to like take a Tombow mono eraser and then scratch one by one, or you can then just take like a stylus. I think it's a stylus, or I'll put up a tool right here. It's a pen tool, or like if you can take a razor blade, take that razor blade and then you just like scratch on the paper, but you do it before you shade. So you scratch on that piece of paper, and then once you're done scratching it, then you can just shade on top of it, but then you don't shade like dark because you can see this is like very light. But you then use like a brush though. So what you did with the paper, unlike taking that charcoal pencil and then drawing on top, so you're gonna take the brush, dab on that area, and then just okay on the part where you scratched, then you just like brush on top of it. It's gonna like show like a light layer, but it's obviously gonna get dark as you like continue to add that charcoal powder basically. So instead of, okay, other people would then just take a charcoal pencil and then just draw on top of that paper and do what this guy did. But you can actually take that charcoal pencil and then actually like take a razor blade and then actually sharpen it. Like, actually, okay, is it to sharpen or is it to what? Okay, grind it, if I can put it that way. So you can grind it, or you can either then just like sharpen. So you're obviously gonna sharpen it, and then there's obviously gonna be like the dust, or like there's gonna be little residue that's like, okay, shavings. Oh, okay. You're gonna take your charcoal pencil and then you're gonna take your razor blade. After you do that, then you're gonna sharpen the front edge. So once you're done sharpening the front edge, you're gonna then get like a fine powder at the end. So it's not gonna be like really fine, but it's gonna be like, it depends how you shave also. So if it's not then fine, you can then actually just like you can grind it after you're done grinding it, and then instead of like using the pencil, you can then just use like the powder. Most people use powder because it's more easier and it's more cheaper, I think. And yeah, basically, and it doesn't create like a harsh texture on the page. Basically, it's like if you use powder, you get this kind of effect, but if you then use a pencil, you get this kind of effect. So it's like if you were to like draw from light, medium to dark, you get that, and then with the powder you get this result. Basically, it's like more fine, and then this one's like a bit, it's more fine, but it's more like rough in a way. Also depends how you hold your pencil and whatsoever, but yeah. So as a whole, I'll give this thing, yeah, I said a 10. Perfect 10.
It's kind of pointed at the edges. So I don't think people realize how easy it is to draw a realistic looking eye. First,
it's
draw
not,
an oval
but
that's
okay.
kind of pointed at the edges. Then draw a circle in the oval.
And I'm saying that because it's, how can I put it? Okay, like she's saying, it might take some practice, but you'll get it. Yes, but it is actually hard. For me, as much as I'm like advanced or I'm at a level where I'm at, it's actually a bit difficult to draw eyes, basically. Like, especially like, how can I put it? It's actually more hard to draw an eye out of your mind than to actually like look at it from a reference picture. Basically. Like, that's just me personally speaking, because it's like if you have a reference, it's way much better. Like, you can correct yourself, but then for me in this case, like drawing it out of my mind, I can't do it. It's like even drawing people out of my mind, I can't. I have to have a reference, you see. But it's not always easy. Obviously, at the beginning, it will be a bit difficult and whatsoever, but to have more of a direction when you draw your eyes and whatsoever, just have like a reference picture. Don't draw out of your mind. Obviously, people in class or wherever you're at, you'll just draw randomly. I get that, but just have a reference, then it's way much more better.
The oval. Then draw another circle in the circle. And another circle on top of that circle.
This is the highlight.
Paper completely black. Make a line a little bit higher than halfway through the eyeball. Lightly color it in. Get a Q-tip and blend it out. I know this part seems kind of hard, but you can do it. Bessie, I believe in you.
Okay, when she's saying it's a bit kind of hard, it's because of the kind of paper she's using. It's like, if you like, how can I put it? If you know, if you have an exam pad where you're at like the back, like that last final page, or like that cardboard. Yeah, she's basically showing on top of cardboard. And that's why she's saying it's a bit hard. But for what she's doing here, I don't get that part. But okay, let's
Just
see.
a little extra today. Get a white color pencil. Fill in the third circle. A little bit on the bottom. A little on the sides. And boom, just like that, a realistic looking eye.
Where are the eyelashes? Like, that's just my chat. If it's a realistic eye, where are the eyelashes? Why is this part looking so? This is just a bit too. Yo, this is a bit too rough though for a realistic eye. I know a realistic eye has this kind of edges, but then it's supposed to like have shading around here. It's like, how can I put it? I think maybe like there'll be a tutorial on this, I think, but I just hope I get it. So basically this part's supposed to be like a bit dark. So it's supposed to be like dark here and then light when it gets in here, basically. Or just some sort of dark area here, but dark shading. In terms of what she did here, yo guys, where are the eyelashes? This is not perfect. This is not a realistic eye. Yeah, for maybe a person who's in primary, yeah, this is a realistic eye, but in real life, out of high school here, we know how a realistic eye looks like. This is not it though. But yeah, for what she said at the beginning, like, okay, draw an eye, okay?
Drawing and follow from one. So
What did she
and
say?
another circle on top
She's
of that
right
circle.
up until
Fill in the pupil completely black. Make a line a little
she's
bit
right
higher
up until
than
this
halfway through
part.
the eyeball. Lightly
Excuse
color it
me.
in.
Yeah, this
Make
part. Yeah.
tip and blend it.
It's like you don't really necessarily have to like put this part dark, like you scratch it in dark. No, you can then just like lightly shade. Like you can just shade over it and over it and like you shade, you blend, shade, you blend till like you get like a dark gradient going down. So it's like dark light basically. So that's how it would have been more realistic, unlike this. So yeah. What she said,
Yeah, I know this part seems
basically from the beginning to like that part, yeah, I just give it a 5-6 overall. Where are the eyelashes? I just give it maybe like, I just give it a 5 basically. So yeah, it's a 5. The drawing is easy. It's not hard. The moment a person says it's hard, like I look at you and be like, hard for who? Why is it hard? Why do you think it's hard? Actually, let's talk. Let's start from there. Why do you think it's hard? It's not really hard. It's just all about practice. That's all. Then once you got practice, then you're good. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you really saw. I hope you really enjoyed. Let me not say hope you really saw something, but I hope you really enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. And then yeah, if you want more reactions like this, I'll then react to other people's art. Not like art tips, but they're like art like specifically. So it's like Instagram artists and whatever. Like even me, I'll rate myself. I won't be lenient. So if I see you and I know you, yeah, I'll rate you on whatever that you choose. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, I rate, guys. So don't take it too hard and whatever. So so yeah, guys, thank you for watching and catch you next time. We gone.
What?
Whoa.
Maybe don't trip.
Hold on.
You can get it.
Lower your tone.
Is it hold on or hold up?
Hold on.
Hold on. Lower your tone.
You think I'm aggressive?
No.
Bow! Bow! Bow!
This is aggressive.
Wait.
Yes.
I think something's wrong with me.